Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome to another LEGO Harry Potter review. So today I'm really excited to be looking at set number 4709, Hogwarts Castle. This set includes 682 pieces and originally retailed for $89.99 back in October of 2001. Now the reason why I bought this set for $100 on eBay is because I was missing a few pieces in the copy that I previously had from a yard sale haul, which you can see I gathered up a lot of the parts for that, but it was incomplete, so I thought might as well spend the $100. This one I'll be reselling sometime over the next week or so. But that's that. I now finally have the original 2001 Hogwarts Castle, and it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be, and it's a lot more interesting in some parts of it, which I'm really excited to actually get in and take a look at this and even compare it eventually to the 20th anniversary Hogwarts Castle that we're getting along with the Chamber of Secrets, which that said I still gotta cop sometime in the future. Hopefully I can find it before then. But I'm absolutely excited to be looking at this set to celebrate the 20th anniversary of LEGO Harry Potter, or Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone if you're in the US. So yeah, without a further ado, let's take a look at the instructions and the poster included. Now looking at the instructions for this set, we pretty much mimic the front of the box where we have that older brick style layout when it comes to the boxes, which I really love seeing that from LEGO Harry Potter back in the day. Brings back all the memories. Get your LEGO logo up at the top and that Harry Potter logo in that classic yellow color with the purple background. Get your set number down at the bottom, and flipping to the very back, we get a large advertisement for the LEGO software, LEGO Creator Harry Potter game, which, like I said in another video, I have played that before. Not really a game that I care too much about. Can flip right open, where we have some alternate builds for this set. This is something that LEGO used to do back in the day. They don't do this anymore, unfortunately. But there's a look at some alternate builds, and it also shows some other steps on how to do them. And another one where we have Snape skulking in the background. And the boathouse, now that I think of it up there, that's also a really cool build that you can do as an alternate build. And some more on this page and that page, leading to a look at the Great Hall, along with another sideways picture showing the layout of this set. Now, probably one of the more cooler pieces of paper included in this set is this poster featuring some of the 2001 and some of the 2002 sets. I have another one of these posters hanged up in the background of this studio that I record in, and I also have one upstairs in my room, so I have quite a few of these. Flipping it right around, we get another look at these sets, just spread out with their set numbers, if you want to take a closer look at those. Out of these, the only other one that I own is this one, that being the Forbidden Corridor. Moving down from that point, we also get some from LEGO Racers, and also LEGO Alpha Team, and some other miscellaneous themes and some advertisements for LEGO Land down at the bottom. So starting off our minifigure selection with The Boy Who Lived, we have Harry Potter. This version of Harry is not exclusive, also coming within 2 other sets, not counting this one. He also comes with 2 accessories, one being the stick piece for the wand, and then the other one being this broomstick, which is a little beat up, but it's fine. The one thing that's different about this Harry compared to some other ones is the fact that we get this more dark blue cape going on for his under the neck accessory, and we get the regular old light gray color when it comes to his outfit. You can see the printing from the front with the little Gryffindor insignia and all of that. And we also get the yellow head and hands for this version of Harry as it was back in 2001, and the classic hairpiece that fits well for his minifigure. So yeah, that's all for Harry Potter. Looking at Ronald Weasley, this version of Ron is not exclusive, also coming within 6 other sets between now and 2002. Just like Harry, we get that older light gray look for his outfit with the Gryffindor torso piece. Wand color is different. That's the one thing that I did want to note here, is that we get a light gray stick piece for Ron's wand, which this was the first time that they actually did the different wands, but then later on they just stuck with the regular brown color. I don't know why they did that later on, because this actually worked real well giving them the different wand colors, but still nothing really to complain about. Along with Ron, we also get one of those starry capes, which I really loved getting in these 2001 Harry Potter sets, and we have that classic yellow facial expression for the time period and the bowl cut hair, which I also really like seeing for Ron in that orange color. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for Ron Weasley. Looking at Hermione Granger, her minifigure is also not exclusive, coming within 2 other sets, not counting this one. Just like Harry and Ron, we get the same sort of outfit going on. We get that starry cape from the background, different color wand inside that tan color, pretty cool to see, yellow facial expression and hands right there. I don't really care for the facial expression on these Hermiones, but it's fine and, you know, brings me back to the good old days of Harry Potter. And we also get that classic hairpiece also used for her character. I really love seeing that here as well. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for Hermione. And then our final student minifigure included in this set is Draco Malfoy. Now this version of Draco is not exclusive as well, coming in quite a few other sets from 2001 through 2002. We get the black stick piece to represent his wand, and we also get the Slytherin printing instead of the Gryffindor printing on that older light gray style, which I also like seeing that they did Gryffindor and Slytherin. Would have been nice if they did Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw, but we don't have to worry about that till 2018. We also get that very nice starry cape, and then the yellow facial expression and the just regular haircut style piece in that tan color, which I also love seeing tan instead of yellow for Malfoy. That's just one thing I gotta throw out there for LEGO. If they're watching this video, that tan is really the way to go when it comes to Draco's hair. So yeah, that's all that I really have to say for Draco Malfoy. One of my favorite minifigures included in this set is the Albus Dumbledore. This is the Richard Harris version of Dumbledore from back in 2001 with that older, darker purple color that they used to use before they actually introduced purple in the Night Bus in 2004. This was their original go-to purple. We get a little bit of leg printing on this Dumbledore character leading up to the belt piece up to the torso, which I'll remove the beard for in a minute. We get the older light gray for the beard and hair piece. And you can also just take a look at the cape underneath, which was the one piece that I was missing that made me also just buy this set, because I really like getting that color. It looks really nice on Dumbledore, and I'm really excited to compare this one to the version of Dumbledore that we're getting in the Giant Chamber of Secrets set this summer. Now, quickly removing the hair and beard, here's a better look at the facial expression, which looks kind of funny in my opinion, but it's nice. And we also have that bare chest going on for Dumbledore where, you know, his beard hides that, so that's totally fine. I just think it's funny that his chest is showing there, but yeah, that's really all that I have to say for Albus Dumbledore. Another teacher minifigure included in this set is Professor Severus Snape. Now, this version of Snape also comes within 4 other sets, not counting this one. We get some pretty nice leg printing leading up to the belt piece up to the main torso, but the one thing that makes this version of Snape unique is the fact that we have a glow-in-the-dark facial expression, which is just weird and odd to me because Snape's face shouldn't be able to glow in the dark. Here's a quick look at the glow-in-the-dark Severus Snape. It's really hard to get this in focus, I'm sorry, so I might as well just plop up a picture if you're interested in seeing that a little bit closer. And I also wanted to note that the ability for the head piece to actually glow in the dark doesn't work for very long unless you have it under a spotlight for maybe probably an hour. It'll work a little bit longer, but I put it under for like 15 minutes and it only lasted about a minute or 2. Now, probably one of the more interesting inclusions when it comes to minifigures in the 2001 sets is this version of Peeves the Poltergeist, who we also see in one other set in this wave, and we also see that facial expression repeated in another character in this set. I think the character turned out alright. I mean, I'm not sure if it's accurate to the source material because we have never seen this character in any of the Harry Potter movies. This character has been heavily focused in the books throughout pretty much all the books, so I wish that they included Peeves in the movie, but he was a last-minute cut. And I guess LEGO didn't get the memo for that and just decided to throw him in here anyways, which I really love seeing book characters in sets. But like I said, I'm not sure if it's completely accurate to the source material, and the printing just really isn't anything too crazy. I mean, the torso printing is bland at most. I think that this character could have been a little bit more colorful, just like they described him in the books. And now looking at the character that shares the Peeves facial expression, which you can just pretend that this is Peeves trying to impersonate a suit of armor, we have the Gryffindor Knight statue. Now this character comes with 2 accessories, one being the regular Knight's Castle sword, and then the other one being this really cool printed shield with the Gryffindor lion, and also the colors, really love the shine on that piece. Now when it comes to the overall character, we get a full light gray, old light gray look for this character. No torso printing, we only get the under the neck accessory of that armor to protect the character. And we also get one of those space helmet pieces, or at least race car helmet pieces. And you can see that we have an attachment on top of that of the regular old Knight's helmet. And you can flip that right open to see another Peeves facial expression, which kind of looks different when you look at the printing between these. You know, they're kind of similar, they're kind of different. But either way, that's all that I have to say for the Gryffindor Knight statue, who I should be placing right back into Hogwarts right now. And now, saved for last, because he's the biggest character in this set, we have Rubius Hagrid. Now, Hagrid comes within one other set, which I believe is Hagrid's Hut from this year, 2001. We get that older brown color for his body. We get some arms, which can actually move back and forth like regular minifigure arms. The only difference compared to future versions of Hagrid is the fact that we cannot move his hands. They're molded in along with the arms, which is annoying. It shows that LEGO has grown and improved upon this character in the future, and the fact that we don't get any dual molding, which, you know, would have probably happened in like 2004, or that might have been 2007, I don't really remember, because I don't own any of those sets, but still, really cool to see Hagrid during this time. We get the printing from the main front of the body. You can also take off the beard piece to take a better look at that, and the facial expression for Hagrid at the time period, which is really cool to see. Another thing I wanted to note, which was an interesting fact that I didn't really know about until recently, is the fact that they printed the silver metallic color first on this character, and then after that they printed over the other decals. So if you have one that has like a silver top area right there, that is why that occurs, because the printing is fading over time. So just a fun fact if you were interested in that. And there's a look at the back of Hagrid, and we also get this new mold in a soft plastic for the time period, that being Hagrid's beard, which also looks quite nice. And I really love this version of Hagrid because it just brings me back to the good old days of LEGO Harry Potter. Now, before moving on to the rest of the set, I really wanted to focus your attention on this stickered piece. This is the only sticker included in the set compared to nowadays where we see stickers pretty much used for everything. This set only has one sticker and a lot of really nice prints. This is a sticker for the Albus Dumbledore chocolate frog card. Now, I really love the shine to this and how if you look at it at a certain angle, it looks like he's not there. And I'm excited to compare this to the two other Albus Dumbledore cards that we'll be getting this summer out of the 16 that you can collect throughout the sets. Zooming out and looking at the build for Hogwarts Castle overall, I think that this set turned out alright for the time period. There definitely are some flaws and a few inaccuracies when it comes to the source material, and definitely LEGO has improved upon the design of pretty much all of the locations that we're going to see when it comes to the interior of this set. And now the one thing that I did also want to talk about first off is the fact that they designed this set with the thought that they would have to end up putting the Chamber of Secrets underneath the Great Hall, which just blows my mind that they were able to do that. And if you think that this is tall right now, just imagine how much taller it's going to look when you put the 2002 Chamber of Secrets underneath it. And then eventually, once I do get that and compare it to the 2021 Chamber of Secrets set that we're going to be getting that has both the Great Hall and the Chamber of Secrets included, just think of how tall this is going to be, and keeping in mind the fact that you can place other 2001 through 2002 Harry Potter Hogwarts expansions in between certain layers of this set. It just blows my mind how they were able to do this back in the day, and I'm excited to see how they improve upon this idea come 2021 into the future, because I believe that is the way that LEGO is going to be going moving forward. Starting off with the two smaller builds included in the set, we get a boat to sail to Hogwarts, and we also get this little archway where you can actually pretend to have the boat go underneath to get to Hogwarts. So starting off with the boat, if you don't know, it is tradition for first years to sail across to get their first glimpse at Hogwarts once they get off the Hogwarts Express. So it's really cool that we get at least one of these boats using the older brown color right there. We get a studded area for you to sit one minifigure. In here would have been nice if you could sit some other characters other than just one. We're going to put Malfoy right there, might as well. He put his legs on the studded area. Capes, you know, they float around there, but it's fine. And then from the very back, you can stand your minifigure of Hagrid, because he doesn't really have a way to sit his minifigure. You can just have him standing from the very back, and we also get a little torch from the front of that. Putting that aside and looking at the other build included, I think this turned out alright. It uses the same color scheme that we see for the rest of the set, that older light gray, dark gray, and also the tan and the sand green from the very top. Really cool to see a piece like this in here. I'm not sure where that exactly comes from, probably Castle or something. Very cool to get it in a tan color. We get a little bit of torches going on over there using the flame piece. We get a printed wall element piece, which is also really cool to see right over there. And we can flip that right around. You can see from the very back, just the back of this, which really isn't anything. You can just sit a minifigure up there if you want, or just have them hiding behind the rock. Very nice to get a big, ugly rock piece in that older dark gray color. We also get this, which sticks out like a sore thumb there, but either way, I don't know why that's included. I guess it's just to show you where that is supposed to connect in connection with the rest of the set. It's supposed to hide behind the rest if you're showing it out like that, as you saw earlier on when I displayed the castle. Now when it comes to the next section of the build, we get some hinge bricks off to the side, so then you can make that part either align with this one, or you can have it off to the side as seen there. And we also get the option to remove some of the top tower pieces like this one, that you can just remove real easily. It is just placed on top of some 1x1 tile pieces, and then this one is actually connected to bricks. So you have to fight with it a little bit to get it to work, and I think I just knocked out the book that was at the top of this tower, but there you go, there's just a look at how all of this connects together. Now, starting from the outside of this build, we get two more of those printed wall element pieces and a little area that you can pretend to have your characters enter if you really want to. It is a little small compared to any other opening that we get within the set, but that's fine. We also get this area, which I'll talk more about when we get to the interior. We get a little bit of torches, and we continue that color scheme overall for the castle. Now, moving to the interior of the castle, one of the things that I really love about this set is the fact that we get a spiral staircase, which this is the older style that we see a lot within the 2001 line of the LEGO Harry Potter sets. And as I said, one of the cool things that you can do with this is the fact that you can spin it around and you can have all of these line up. And just like magic, you can pretend to have it go all around, and all the other stairs should hopefully follow. Bringing us into the interior of the build, we have a secret compartment right off the bat. You can push this little box out, which I think is a very clever build, where you get this print on this 1x1 tile of a flying book. I don't know why that's included. I guess it's a small little thing that you can, because I believe this is supposed to represent the library, or at least the restricted section from the very back over there. We also get this translucent purple magnifying glass, which is also a nice color to get that piece in. And then from the very back of this wall, which for some reason features a hinge plate, so you can bring this down and pretend to knock all the books off the shelf. I guess you can pretend to have Peeves come in and knock all the books down. But we get 3 different books, the first one being this one for herbology. From the front, you can see a print, and also from the side and the back. We don't get anything inside of that one. We get a small potions book in this green color with the same sort of prints going on from the side and also the front and back, nothing in here. And then finally, one of the more interesting references in the restricted section, we get the screaming book that Harry sees while he's under the invisibility cloak. I think that's really cool that we see that. We get a little face print from the front, and we get the print from the side and also the back. One thing that I just want to say right off the bat, I don't know why the print is only on like that. You can see that there's like a rectangle around it. If you look real closely, there's sort of like a rectangle around the print, but I don't know why that is. I mean, LEGO has improved upon the book design, even making a piece that's 2 parts and allowing you to put a 1x2 tile inside. Moving across here, as I said before, we get the hinge bricks where you can have it go straight on, or you can have it curved like this. You can do either one as you so desire. And now we have a rather interesting reference. We have this fireplace over here that you can actually spin around. From the other side of this build, you can see we have this area. If you spin this around, you can see that we get this treasure chest. It doesn't really work very well because this is now on a weird angle, but that's fine, it doesn't really matter. It uses some spinny brick pieces, and we also get a rubber band to interact with that. So from this side, we get a translucent clear treasure chest piece, which is something that I've never ever really seen before, which is really cool to see that come in the set. You can easily remove it just off of one of those jumper plates, and you can also open it up to see that we get some of these gem pieces. Don't really know why these are included in here. I guess it's just another little hidden object within the Hogwarts Castle. Now, I did also want to note that we get an extra of this translucent pink gem, which I don't know if that's supposed to actually go in here or not, or if it's supposed to represent the Philosopher's Stone, because that would be in a translucent red, not a translucent pink. So I might as well just toss that in there because it was included with this lot that I had. And now, just to reiterate, I'm going to turn this right around where we have the fireplace. Both of these should be even. Now that we're finished with that, we can move up to take a look at the interior up here, where we have somewhat of an owlry going on, where we have a plain dark gray and a plain white. No prints back in the day on the owls, which is a little disappointing, but you know, it works, it gets the job done. It was what LEGO had at their disposal back in the day. And now when it comes to this area over here, we have the option to build upon what we already have. So plopping right on top this area, can plop it on top of the studs. You get the 2 studs on this side and the 2 studs on that side, actually studs just plain over there. And now to cover up the owlry area, you can plop this right on top of those 1x1 tile pieces. Before we talk about the interior, let's talk about the exterior of these builds. We get some windows going on from both sides. We also have this little balcony area, which I really like seeing that fence piece right there. That's really cool to get in that tan color. Get another torch, and we just have the continuations of the towers going up. We get some prints on these curved wall element pieces, which are also very cool to get in this set. And you move all the way up, and you get one of those classic roof pieces for Hogwarts. Really cool to see that, and you also get a black owl. At the top of the spiral staircases, we get the portrait of the Fat Lady to allow you entrance to Gryffindor Tower. Now, this is one of the cooler prints included in the set. We also see another print similar to this, but using a different color instead of that older light gray in another 2001 Harry Potter set. Now, in order to get into Gryffindor Tower, what you can do is that you can place one of your minifigures right there on the studded area, and you can then turn it around to allow you entrance into the common room. If you don't like that option, however, another thing that you can do is that you can just turn it off to the side and pretend to have your character go through like that. Somewhat of a small squeeze, just like down at the bottom there was that small little hole. Don't know what LEGO was thinking there, but you know, it works. It's fine for back in the day. It gets the job done, and it's our first representation of Gryffindor Tower. Now moving to the interior of this section, we get the Gryffindor Knight statue minifigure that we looked at earlier on. That is on one of those spinny plates. So if you spin him right around, you can see that he's protecting another one of those gem pieces, which, you know, should just toss that in the treasure chest, but it's fine. It's another small little hidden feature. LEGO loved doing these back in the day for Harry Potter. So spinning him right back around, we don't get any of the dormitories in here, which is a little disappointing, but we see that as somewhat of a separate set. Now, the balcony is nothing really too special. You just get a spot to sit your minifigures, or stand your minifigures, I mean. We also get a little bit of protection for your owls over there. Another place if you want to stand or sit a minifigure, which really doesn't make any sense anyways. And now we move on to another interior option up here. So up here we have some potion ingredients, nothing really too special, but you might remember that we have this little lever going on over here. Now if you bring this lever down, it will open up that little area using the hinge piece. Now inside here we get a small key piece, which I believe you can use for the treasure chest, or pretend to use for the treasure chest. Really cool to get it in this more metallic color. It's not something that LEGO typically does anymore, and we also get an extra one of those if you really want to give to Hagrid. Moving up one more level, we have the astronomy tower, which really isn't that great at all because you get the telescope, but you don't have any windows to look out of. Now, that problem is easily fixed by just removing this top roof piece, which is just easily connected using some studs from the very top. So you can just remove that to be able to use the telescope, which is also on one of those spinny plate pieces if you really want to spin that around to look around. And now the build for that is shown two different ways within the instructions. It's shown like that, and it's shown with the cylinders reverse. And now finally we have this small blue book. Now inside this book we get a printed 1x2 tile piece of these little stars on this translucent blue tile. You know, I don't know why that's included, but it's nice. We don't get any prints on this book, which is a little disappointing, but it's fine. It's a new color of a book. I believe this book color is exclusive to the set, if I'm not mistaken, and that also rests on some more tile pieces connected to one of those hinge pieces just to give it a little bit of angling. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this part of Hogwarts. And now getting right to the Great Hall build, this is really, really tall. A lot taller than a lot of the other single Great Halls that we've gotten in the past. At first you might think that we have the Chamber of Secrets here, but no. We don't have the Chamber of Secrets, and this will be able to actually go on top of the 2002 Chamber of Secrets that I don't own in my collection yet. I hope to get that soon, as I said before. But just looking at the exterior of this, we get another one of those big ugly rock pieces. Continue the color scheme, we get some more torches right there, and we get some clip pieces. I'm not sure why we get those clip pieces, but it's fine, it doesn't matter, it doesn't really affect the build too much. I do want to complain about the fact that we have these translucent clear pieces sticking out right there. They should have covered that up, but they didn't, but it's fine because it works well with the rest of the build. You get another small tower piece right there with the continuation of that sand green. And we also get some bats. We get an owl poking out from the interior of that side, and we also see these pieces, which are exclusive to the set. Just like Hagrid's hut during the time period, we get these cardboard pieces that you can attach as part of the roofs of Hogwarts. This was when they didn't use plate pieces for the roofs, they used these pieces, which I just kind of question. It's something original that they tried, and then they found out that, hey, these rip in the corners when kids play with the set. Now, discussing the interior of the build compared to other Great Halls that we've gotten in the future of LEGO Harry Potter, this one is very lackluster. For instance, just like the 2021 version, we only get one table in the Great Hall, which is just very disappointing compared to that 4 tables that we see in the 2018 version. House Unity all the way, really love to see that in LEGO Harry Potter, but it was a good start. On the table over here, we get a printed 1x2 tile for the letters, and we also get 2 of these goblet pieces. Moving away from that, we also get Scabbers the rat, along with a loose fireplace from the very back. Now, we are supposed to see the fireplace in the Great Hall, but I don't know why it's loose in there, and, you know, still you can also lift this up to reveal an interior to that, which I'm not sure what you're supposed to exactly put in there. Maybe another key piece, but that's loose and just staying in the very back on top of those tile pieces. We also get the front tables, which for some reason is using more of a purple color that you also see for Dumbledore, and you also get Dumbledore's chair, and it looks very odd in a yellow color there, and still using more of that purple color. But one of the cool features behind that is the fact that you can also lift this up, and you get a light gray key piece. Maybe you're supposed to put the other one in there. And we also get another printed piece, a 1x2 tile print right there with a little bag and a bone and a spider. And now you may be wondering, where is the chocolate frog card supposed to go? Now in the instructions, it shows the chocolate frog card just resting on the bench right there, which I don't like it being there because it cannot really be seen at that point. So I just plan on removing it from there and having it just as a loose character accessory. I also wanted to point out the fact that you can't really sit Dumbledore in his chair because we only get the 2 studs there, and his cape interferes a lot with like that. So I guess you can just pretend to have him standing in that general area, or at least standing in front of his chair. I think that works a little bit better than having him sit down, compared to here where we actually get an area that is specifically for your minifigures to sit down, like you can put Hermione right there. The capes don't interfere when you sit a character down in that general area, but then yet again, it's just one table, and are you supposed to have Malfoy and Hermione sitting next to each other? I mean, I don't think so. Now moving upwards a little bit, we get some more hinge pieces, which I kind of question why this feature is included, but you get a small area to hide Peeves in there, which I don't know why they did this. It's weird. I mean, it's another hidden feature that LEGO loves to do those in the 2001 sets, but it's just a weird idea in my opinion. Also in the 2001 Hogwarts, we see some floating candles just represented by some floating fire, which is great to see some floating fire up here. Also, I forgot to mention these, but we also get these lion head pieces, which I really love getting those from back in the day. Don't know why they still don't make that piece, because that's probably one of my favorite molds from the Harry Potter sets back in the day. And now leading up to our last little bit of interior, we see another owl, as I said before. We get that other key piece, there's where that went. We also see this crystal ball, maybe? It has some translucent green in there, don't know why. It might be there to represent a Remember-All, I'm not sure, because green means good, red means bad. And then from the other side, we get a white rat, which is a nice color to get that piece in. And now finally, the last thing that I have to talk about here is the fact that we have the Gryffindor flag. Now, the problem with this is that it's somewhat inaccurate. I wish that they included the House Unity flag that we saw in 2002. We saw one with the Hogwarts crest on it. That would have been very nice to see here. But still, there's nothing wrong with this piece. You get the Gryffindor flag from the front, and then what you can do using the Technic connection, you can spin it around, and you can plop the Slytherin flag there. So I think that's a really cool feature that LEGO did. Behind there, you just get the rest of the tower going on, which you can hide someone up there if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. But I'm gonna leave it on Gryffindor because Gryffindor won the House Cup, and that makes sense. And now to wrap things up, here's a look at the back of the castle with all of our minifigures all connected together. I think this looks really nice for the time period. LEGO has definitely improved upon the designs of Hogwarts Castle sets. In 2018 through 2020, I think they did a wonderful job with that lineup. I'm excited to see how the 2021 lineup continues into 2022. It should be interesting to see if they go back to Deathly Hallows or if they just continue on with like Prisoner of Azkaban and stuff like that. Now, as I said before, this set is somewhat inaccurate when it comes to certain references. There are a lot of hidden features. LEGO loved doing hidden features back in the 2001 Harry Potter sets. The minifigure selection I think is fine for the time period. There are some things that I'd like to question, like Snape's glow-in-the-dark head and Peeves being included since his character was cut from the movie, but still really awesome to see a character from the book represented in here, though he is still inaccurate as I said before. Another thing that I just have to say, because this set has so many awesome prints, is LEGO, why don't you give us prints in the current Harry Potter line? I know stickers are cheaper for you, but look at all these amazing prints. I love them, like the Fat Lady. We have the flag piece right there, printed for once. Really awesome to see stuff like that. You know, only one sticker in this set being the chocolate frog card, which still is really amazing for LEGO back in the day. And now finally, the last thing I want to leave off on is, even though this set has a lot of stability problems, I love the fact that you can connect all of the other 2001 and 2002 Harry Potter sets together to create one giant Hogwarts. I bet that was amazing back in the day for the people who collected the theme. Especially looking back at some of the prices that those sets were listed at, it's just mind-blowing what LEGO did with Harry Potter back in the day. And now 20 years later, looking at this set, it isn't as great as some of the stuff that we've gotten nowadays, but still, it's a start, and I'm really happy to finally have this set in my collection. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below what your thoughts are on this set. Also remember to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to know every time I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!